Hi everybody, Nigel here again out in the garage. No hat, it's a little bit warmer today, although it is quite cold. But it is a bit warmer. There was a load of frost on the ground this morning. Apparently this weekend we're in for really bad weather with some really strong winds and gales and stuff, and I don't like wind, it scares me. Anyway, next chapter in this Defender kind of rebuild, restoration, strip down, whatever. Taking advantage, we've had a couple of sort of decent dry days, so I've been taking advantage of that. If you're offended by images that may disgust you, then you might want to switch off now. Here we go, Land Rover and dog. As you can see, there's not much left. Doors are gone, roof's gone. Just the rear to take off now. I've got to get the tub out. I've got a pile of stuff there. I've got to try and sort out where it's all going to go. I've got the sun over here to my left, so I've got to be a little bit careful. Don't just glare you out with the sun. Yeah, basically side panels are under the bed. Lots and lots of parts are in the dining room. The doors and the rear door are in the living room. The roof is in the shed. So yeah, basically I'm using up all the room I've got. But as we can see here, it's all pretty well kind of stripped out and all the wiring's gone now. And I'm thinking, if I'm going to do the chassis properly, I'm going to do it properly. So I'm going to take the tub off, I'm going to paint the chassis and get it all done right, and then we can go then for back to square one. I've got a spit, a rotisserie sort of thing I can put the chassis on, so I can rotate it and make sure I get in from all angles and get it all painted lovely. But yeah, so I'm also trying to decide, guys, I don't know if you can help me decide here, the rear axle. I don't know whether to put on one of the actual Gwyn Lewis full diff pans or one of just the weld-on diff protectors. Let me know in the comments, tell me what you think. But here we go, we can see why I'm doing this. I mean, you can see there's quite a lot of bits and rust and everything around here. And as I say, this is 2011, all wax oiled and everything inside the chassis. And go around in the back, you can see I've got the rubber liner. I discovered I've had a leak, so luckily nothing's corroded too badly, but it was all wet under here, and I've discovered it was coming in from the roof. Only bit of damage I've got in taking the roof off is there. You can see it, there's a scratch. Where is it? Here it is, there. Try and get away from the sun. Should be able to see it then. It's here somewhere, there it is. So yeah, that's the only damage I got. Basically, the way I removed this roof was to come along and remove all the bolts, cut along the top of the windscreen here. Along the top of the windscreen here, you've got there's a line of sealer, you can see it here. Cut through that with a scalpel, being careful not to damage the paint. And then basically took all the bolts out. I lifted the roof up and rested it on some wooden blocks on the back door. Then removed the side panels. Then opened the back door, let the roof come down and sit on the back of here, obviously on some cloths. Then removed the rear door. And then I basically slid the roof back on the cloths, and then I was able to carry it into the shed. And what I did, I actually rolled it out onto this frame here that I've made. I made this a few years ago for supporting car body shells, so you can put a body shell on there, roll it around, and I'll be putting the tub on there, and it'll stay on there for as long as it takes me to get the chassis done and everything. So that's a really handy thing to have. You can see there in the side of the shed, the windows is blocked out with the roof. What I couldn't believe is that the roof needs painting. All the silicone around the edges of the gutter are all cracked, and the paint is actually peeling away on the roof. In fact, let's go and see if I can show you that. No, I couldn't see it, so basically that's that. So just another thing, I got this thing here, I've had this a few years. This is made by Clark. It's actually a lifting table. You've got a leg on the back of it, you can see, where is it there? You've got a leg on the back of it and you pump it up. These things are amazing. This is half a ton, this one. And it's really good. If you get under the axle, lift the chassis up. I'm going to be using it a lot to move it around. You'll see me doing that, I expect. I need to do some actual action videos so you can see what's going on rather than just this is what I've done. So anyway, message from Mike from Britannica Restorations. Apparently he's in Canada. Well, he is in Canada, he's not apparently in Canada. He's in Canada and he's got stinking flu. So get well soon, Mike. And this one's for you, buddy. I know you love your little V6, but this is a V8. hope you like that, Mike. Hope it made you smile. And yeah, that's basically a 5-litre Coyote V8 with a what's it called, a boiler attack exhaust. So, and that was a cold start. So yeah, that's what you should get in yours, mate. Right, so we need to now get this in here, and then what I intend to do is, with some extra support, I intend to use rafters, the rafters in the roof up here, with 4 straps, and lift the body off, lift the tub off the chassis, and then get the chassis out, get my frame in, get the tub down on the frame. Let's see how we get on. Just want to show you something here, guys. The absolutely useless manual for this that you download online. It's probably not even worth bothering with. It's just a waste of time. When it comes to removing the filler neck from the body, it tells you to remove the 2 pipes, which is great. You know, you can't get that off. You have to. I've put a block under the body and managed to get it down. This one's all perished buggery, so check yours. Apparently they perish and let water in. But it tells you then to remove the pipe, and it says remove the grommet and then remove the pipe. So I've been trying my hardest to get the grommet out, thinking the pipe would come out. But no, the way it comes out is, this is what you can see when you look down your filler. This is where your cap goes on, and you've obviously got the body here where I've got this. Get a plastic tool and push it down into that corner, like so, okay, and pull the rubber back. And then what you'll be able to do is pull the, you see you can't pull the rubber off, but if you pull the rubber back like so, it will actually, it's very difficult to do on camera, but it will actually come off. You can see in there, if I get this rubber off, you can see on here you've got a square edge there, and then you've got like a lip that it sits in here. So what you need to do is get a tool, break away that lip, and then it will just push through. I also gave it a bit of a soak with some WD-40. That helped. So yeah, there's another, I'm not sure if that's TD5, but it's certainly TDCI Puma specific. So yeah, another bit of cursing, another bit of a design change to make it easier to assemble, but a bastard to get apart. Here we go then, guys. This is something for you to learn. Underneath the tub at the front, I'll show you where it is on here. If we look up in the gap in there, just get my finger, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go, that there, there's a gap there. That bracket that I'm about to show you fits between that hole there in the tub and sits on top of that, and there's 2 captive nuts underneath, and that holds the tub fore aft, okay? And then we've got this bracket here, which you can see, where's my finger? Here. This bracket here, 2 bolts going through into here. You can see them under here, okay? This is underneath the seat box now, and there's shims in there, and I'm just going to do it on here so that I've got it on camera. I had 3 shims in mine on the right hand side and only 1 on the left, so I can put it back the same as it was and then adjust it to get the door fit. I noticed the door fit on mine was a bit out one side to the other, and these are the brackets that bolt on the chassis. There's the captive nuts on there. Got to get them the right way around so that you can get to the bolts from the outside, but I've decided to take them off. It saves snagging the body up when you lift it, and you can see here, if I could just show you now, we could just lift the body. It's not very good to show you, is it? We can just lift the tub up and down as we please now. Now, who spotted a silly mistake? What I'm going to do is roll this in, lift the tub off, and then roll it out, put the wooden frame underneath, and then let the tub down. Who can spot the silly mistake? Answers on a postcard. Okay, here we go. So we've got them now. We've got a couple of straps up in the roof there on the rafters. There's no real weight in this at all. I was a bit concerned about putting on there, like, I don't know, they're 3x2s, 3x1.5, whatever. And I was a little bit concerned, but I don't know, they're pretty strong. They're the same as the rafters in the roof of my house, and I walk around in the loft, so I'm a lot heavier than this tub, I think. So there we go. So we've got it lifted on there, and what I've done, I've got the hooks around the inside here on these lock supports, and I've got the bolts on the, sorry, the actual hook is on the bolt, on the back of the bolt, as you can see there, so it doesn't bend the bottom of that, and the same on the other side. One little tip, if you are lifting your body off, what I did, you go inside and you got these boxes in here, these tin boxes, remove those, and you push the wiring down through and you think that's it, but luckily I took these protective covers off, and you can see that in here, you can see there's the wire there that goes up inside, and that's all free, or when you pull down. And on here we've got the loom still attached to these rear lights here, so we need to get them out. So that's just a case of push and pull, and they should just come off. Remembering we've got blue on the light and blue is on the fog light, and then the black connector with the green and white wire is on the actual indicator. So we've got a record of that now, and it's the same on this side. Again, we've got the blue is on the reversing light, so we've got that one off, and then the black one is on the actual indicator. And we can see when we look up in here, I sprayed wax oil up in here when it was new, and there we are, 9 years old, and we can see that it's actually all quite nice. I intend to get it over on its back and give it a pressure wash. I'm really chuffed with how it's all lasted, really. It seems that everything that isn't painted black is lovely, and everything that's painted black is rusty, so weird. Right, so you can see we got the all lifted up, we've got the straps here holding it up. My God, I'm fat. And we've got the trolley at the back. I'll show you that in a minute. So now that it's all up in the air, we can roll the chassis forward. Just clearing the tyres there. Make sure don't go too far forward, because I'll hit the gauges on the oxygen box. Let's get a piece of wood. There we go, body's off. I can move the chassis forward a touch more. There we go. So now I can lower it down. It's held up off the roof on these straps, and then if we look around the back, you can see it's sat on there. I can't get too high because the garage door's down, but sat on that trolley like so, which is really good. So we can look underneath the body now, what we got, or underneath the tub should I say. All clear. It's pretty clean actually. So managed to do it without damaging any of the tin work. So let's get it down on the frame. Okay, so there we go. Put the wheel back away from the garage, or away from the front of the garage, and if we look out there we could see that we've got the tub on its wooden frame, and all looking very good. As it happens, it's worked out really well with the way it fits on there. So now I can get all this stuff back in the tub, get it all covered up with the tarpaulin and secure for the night. And there we go, job done. So that's it for today's video. Maybe do another one tomorrow. I'll just quickly go through. There's the chassis. We can see lots of rust and stuff. Oh, one more thing while I think of it, for you Puma owners, you might want to look at your fuel tank vent. This is the breather pipe here. This one here is the breather pipe that goes up to your fin, and it comes along, and if you look at it you can see they perish and crack. This one's got some nasty cracks in it there, and you can see there's some splits in it here as well. There's also splits on that end. So yeah, it's worth replacing that. But also your breather pipe, it used to come across and come up here into the left hand rear light unit. Now you can see it goes along here into this non-return valve that probably gets stuck, and then it ends there. There it is. It ends there. So if you go wading, you've been warned. Okay, so I'll see you all soon, guys.